Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Unity editor and how we're using it to create our maps. So let's get started. On the left, we have our hierarchy. And here is where you can find the levels, modules, and probably there'll be a few other things here that are used. Modules basically means these are pieces of levels, not entire levels themselves. So then in the middle, you can see the graphical representation of the levels in this panel. You can drag around this with the middle mouse button and take a look at the levels. So using the middle mouse to zoom out, we can see the entire thing looks like this. The ones on the left are the level modules, and the ones on the right are the levels themselves. So on the left, let's zoom in to take a look at a module. Okay, so this is 5.1, which is called Docktown. This is just a very simple dock kind of town. If we hold our mouse button, we can go down to the next one called 8.1, which doesn't have a name yet. It's still being developed. We go down to 10.1, which is called Jungle Temple Waterfall. It's just a kind of a simple jungle temple thing. And so these are not complete levels, but if we want to take a look at some levels, we zoom out, move over, go over here for instance, and we can see this is what a level would look like. Maybe you start here at this castle and you come out of the castle and go up this mountain range. And in pink, this is what the player can see. And yeah, we just keep going along here and come up this mountain to the end where this other castle is. And so you'll be battling along this pathway. And there might be some other stuff out here that looks interesting, but the player can't actually get to yet, like this cave or these stairs. And these, some things that you can do here is you can change the view of how it's viewed. Usually you want to stay on shaded. You can get out of 2D mode, but that won't really, there's no real point in doing that. You always want to be in 2D mode. And for gizmos, you might want to turn off show grid. That way you don't have like extra grid on the outside of the levels, and a bit clearer, see what's going on. You're going to notice there's some lines here, the fragmentation. That's just the way the Unity editor breaks apart these tiles, unfortunately. It does it for some and not for others. Still trying to figure that out. On the right, we have the inspector. So if you click on something on the left side, or you click on something inside of here, on the right, it will let you change the properties of that object. For instance, if I go back to the Docktown, which is way up here. Now, if I want to move it, I can change this value, the X or the Y. For instance, change this to 5, and you can see that moves it. You can also change other things like the layers here. So also on the left, if you click this icon, this will show you the layers and everything that's inside of there. Or on the right, you can do that as well. Like I can hide the water, the ground, that kind of stuff. You can change the level. So the order is not based on this. The order is based on this number here. This may be easier in the future, but for now, basically, if I was to change water to 10, or 100, it's going to go on top of other things. Below that, if you have this group selected, then it's going to choose. Below that is going to be the whichever one here is chosen will be the one that you are editing. So right now, I want to edit just the ground here. That's this one right here. And so you can choose a tile here and zoom in, and you can put the tile. Just click to place it like normal. But this doesn't look exactly very neat. So this could be filtered by a tile view. So these are different ways to break up your view. You could create like a bridge or something. All right. You'll notice it's a little bit weird to scroll in here. So you have to be aware that this is something that scrolls, as well as this inside of here, this scrolls as well, depending on which one you choose. There's some other things that you can do for the selected tile map layer, like go to the renderer, and we can click on the tint color and actually change the opacity or change the color entirely. So we can tint it with red or something. Maybe we can make it a little bit darker like this. All of the other options here in the map aren't really useful. Right now, I guess maybe you probably want to go to map and hide the grid. You don't want to see that. And that's pretty much it from this part. So inside here, you're going to notice that it added this panel though. So this is a useful way to quickly replace one kind of tile using the bucket fill. So if I want to replace this ground entirely with a different ground, I can go here and maybe click this and then click this and replace all of those at once. There's other things like you can flip it horizontally or vertically. You can rotate it. And if you have this one selected, you can do things like a line. So if you want to make a quick outline of something, you can kind of create a box and then go to the fill and then fill it. Or if you want to go back to line and you want to make a square, make a quick square, or a circle, make a quick circle, like that. Actually, another cool thing you can do is if you go like this, and you go to this one and hold the Alt key, you can make a bigger platform. This is that's a tiny one, and then you can make a bigger one. A lot of boxes, and basically that kind of stuff. All right. And now let's take a look at the Projects tab down here. The project is basically your file system. This is where all of the files are. So let's go to the top one called Assets. And in here, you'll have a bunch of folders with the names of the people who are building the project. So we have Akari, Alan, Chris, Eric, Yuria. So let's say that, of course, I'm Eric. So I'll double click on Eric. And here I have maps, scenes, and tile sets. So maps are the things that I've created, like 6.1, 7.1, 8.1. Each one of these is a map. Scenes is the Unity scene. So right now I'm on main, which is a list of game objects, which can be the maps. So you can create multiple scenes for different maps if you want, or have them all in one big scene like I do. And tile sets might be your shared tile sets. So if you click on one of these files, you can get more information about it on the right. So if I click here, I can see this one has more ground and that kind of stuff. And this one doesn't. Or this one's like a house, this one's like a cave, that kind of stuff. You can change like how it's rendered and a lot of different things, but usually these will be imported just fine. So let's start from scratch, creating, basically it's just create a new scene and start from scratch. So go to File and create a new scene. If it asks you to save your scene, you might just say don't save if you didn't make any changes. And so this is a brand new scene. And then right click here on the left and go to Super Tile Map Editor and go to Tile Map Group. Okay. From here, you have two options, but this is easiest. Just click this plus button here, and that will create a new layer. Usually, I'll give that a name, like ground 1. And let's just create a few more, actually, just for fun. So ground 2, and go wall 1, walls 1, and walls 2. So now I have 4 layers, but I want them to be, I don't want them all to be on the same level. So ground 1, we'll make it 1. Ground 2, we'll make it 2. Walls 1 and 2, let's just for walls, let's start at 5 and go 5, 6, or 10, 11, 12. So kind of match them up. So ground 1, ground 2, walls 1 is on 11, walls 2 is on 2, and you just kind of keep going from there. You might have like decorations 1, and decorations is on 21. Decorations 2 is on 22. Okay, so let's start drawing the ground. First thing we're going to need is, so on the left-hand side, click this little image to expand it. And so on the ground, it says there's no tile set. So first we're going to need to create a tile set so that we can draw. Let's just, for example, let's just create one now. So I'll go to Google and search for RPG tile set. Just save this and go to Eric. I'll just save this here as tile B. Okay, so I saved it into my project. Now what I need to do is anywhere in here, right click, create Super Tile Map Editor, tile set. I'll just give it a name, call it tile B, same as I have there. And then take this one. First, you have to highlight this tile set and then drag this into here, this Atlas texture box. Let go of it. And the tile size is 32 by 32, so you have to make sure that's right, but we're using that. And then click Slice Atlas. All right, so that'll bring that in here so you can actually use it. The next thing you need to do is on the left, highlight ground 1 again, and the tile B one that we created, drag that into the tile set. Great, okay. So now this one is available to us. It's a little bit difficult to scroll. Your scroll wheel won't work right there. You have to actually move a little bit to the side. Hold your mouse on the right side to scroll, and then grab this house. Oh, we don't want the house yet. We want the ground. So let's find some ground. Let's see. Let's just say this one. Okay. So I can start drawing anywhere, but I'm going to use this square one and just make a big piece of ground there. Next thing for ground 2, you'll notice on the right, if I go to ground 2, it doesn't have the tile set. So I have a different tile set for each layer. So I have to drag that on there. And for ground 2, I could put anything, but let's just make some sort of wall here. And then for walls, well, drag this here. I'll just say the whole house is a wall. And then I'll go to decorations 1, same thing, drag a tile set in here, and can add some decorations to that. And I'm actually going to go back to wall 1. And okay, so I have some stuff done so far. So decorations 1 has this thing there. Wall is the back, and ground this one, and ground 1 is this one. A quicker way to hide and show is highlight the group, and on the right, you can hide things with this. Okay, so let's go to ground 2, and this one doesn't look so great. So let's do something like copy what we want and kind of move it around. So to copy something, you hold your right mouse button and drag it. So like this. And so let's say that'll copy that top left, and then I can click on that. Left click, and that'll do it. And then for this one, I copied that. I copied this. And this one, I copied this one. Copy that. And then to delete this one, you can, anything that's copied, if you hold shift, it will delete whatever is where your mouse is. So you can hold shift to delete that. You can't delete this stuff because it's on a different layer. This is not on ground 2, it's on decorations and that kind of stuff. Okay, so now we're on a little hill or something. Let's take a look and see what else we can do here. You can change if you feel like things are too big and you want to see more, you can use this zoom to zoom out. So now I see everything that's in the tile set. I don't need to scroll at all, which is nice. I can place some trees, so I can go to decoration 2. Oh, decoration 2 needs the tile set. Drag that there. Let's place a few trees. All right, cool. Now we've got this. We want to save this scene. So go File, Save Scene As, and let's give it a name, Test. And it looked like it saved that to Assets. Here's our scene test. So if we go to Eric, Scenes, I have this main one. So double click on that. And that's going to open up my big scene that has all of my levels in it. Zoom out. Cool, okay. So let's go back to Assets and double click Test. And that's just gonna bring me to that one we created. You can kind of see it here, but let's say I want to get there quicker. It's kind of, I don't want to scroll. So on the left-hand side, click on it, and on your keyboard, click F. It might take a couple tries. So it's supposed to zoom to that area. If it doesn't work, what I suggest is use your middle mouse button to zoom out, then click F. So zoom out, then click F, and that'll force it to go there. So I'll try that again. So zoom out, and I'll move far away. Okay. Now use your middle mouse to zoom, and then click F, and that'll bring me right there. Perfect. What else? We can move these layers around. So let's say these trees, we don't like exactly where they are right now. As remember, these are decoration 2. So highlight it and click on your keyboard W, or on the top left, you can see these tools. So it's this one right here that has the arrows. That will let you move the layer around. So if you click on the middle box, you can just drag it around. Or if you click on the right, the red arrow, you can only do it left and right, or green, just up and down. Cool. So say I want to move these kind of like right there. Another thing you can do is make a copy. So let's say I liked the one before and I like this one. So on the left, click Decorations 2 and hit Control D, or on Mac, Command D, and that makes a copy. And then like before, click on this and drag it over. So now we have a copy. And we can do that a few times. So and then this one. Yeah, so we have a bunch of trees now. Okay, cool. Let's see. So this is one group. We can create another group. Let's say like we want that, we're happy with this and we want another one. On the left side, right click and go Tile Map Editor, Tile Map Group. Then I have group number 2. So let's give this one a different name. Let's call it like Side House. And this one on here. So double click on it to get that one to let you rename it, or I think you can right click and rename. And yeah, so for Side House, we have a new thing we can create. So ground, and then find our tile set. So I gotta click on the left again. It's kind of a little bit annoying. You can click the lock button, and that will make it so that like when you're in here and you move around, it doesn't, you don't lose that, so that you can drag the tile set in like that, and then you can unlock it if you want. All right, so now we can create another, like a side house. But probably this needs to be on a another layer. So I can see the house here, but I can't see it because it's behind the ground. That's because the layer for this one is on, if I click on side house, is on 0. So maybe I want to start this at 100. So that goes really high. And just create a few houses like that. All right, and that's it for this video. I'll continue with some more advanced techniques in a later video.